Hi, parents. Hello, welcome. It's been a while. And I wanted to come on live today to talk to you guys about something that's going to happen on Sunday that I don't want you to miss. And joy with me today is Claudia Oveus from Texas 2503 team. Hi, Claudia. Thank
Hi,
you.
hi everyone.
Hi, everyone. So, anyway, the holidays are coming up. I know that it's a special time, and you want to have your children with you. You don't want to miss this. And a lot of the time, if you're dealing with an alienators that are malicious, they will do things to try to prevent you from the opportunity to have your children, even though it might be your time to have your children. And this is exactly what we're talking about. So on Sunday, Claudia, what's going to happen on Sunday?
So on Sunday, December 5th from 7 to 9 Central Standard Time, we're going to have a webinar presented by Texas Advocates. Texas Advocates or Interference with Child Custody Team 2503 have created a movement that we've been very successful at in enforcing interference with child custody. And we want to share that with parents across the US and every state. Every state has this law. So we'd like to share what we've learned and what we've done to assist parents in this process. So we're going to discuss custody interference, visitation violations, denials of access. We're also encourage you to learn your rights, the criminal enforcement procedure, and then legislative effort. So that's a combination of what we'll discuss from a lot of the advocates that have been pushing this in Texas.
Yeah, actually, so I'm curious where everyone is from. So if you are watching, let us know where you're from because even though Claudia is talking about Texas, but really there's a law in almost any state, any jurisdiction you are in, and it is a criminal offense. We're talking about custody interference. What is custody interference, Claudia?
Custody interference is when another individual, it doesn't necessarily have to be a parent, they basically impede on your visitation. If you have a court order that is granting you access and possession, but yet you're unable to get access and possession because someone is preventing that or retaining the child, withholding the child, interfering with your possession, not encouraging, that's also one of the things is if they don't encourage, because I'll often say the child has decided not to go, the child doesn't want to go. It's not
It's
up to
not me, right? It's, oh,
right.
he or she
Right,
doesn't want to do. Well, this is the child you're talking about, and they're using the child as an excuse.
right,
Um, and when the child's hurt, you don't just allow the child to say, "Well, I don't want to go to the doctor. I don't want to go to the hospital." They break their arm. You don't just go, "Oh, you don't feel like going to the hospital. You can stay home." It doesn't happen that way. You're a parent. It's your job to make sure the child do what is the right thing to do, right? Yeah. So, thank you, everyone. We got Niti from LA. We got Candace from Indiana. Indiana. We have Julie from Virginia. Yeah, so really, so custody interference is it like Claudia was talking about, it's somebody that trying to prevent you from having your child when it's your time. And a lot of people, and I see this a lot online, is that people will pass around misinformation, wrong information. So, parents would complain like, oh, I couldn't pick up my child, or, the other parent doesn't drop off the child and the other parent take the child somewhere else and all that kind of things. And then people would say, well, there's nothing you can do about that, or, there's no point in calling the police, or sometimes even when the parents calling the police and the police say, well, this is a civil matter, right? This is actually not correct. Now, it doesn't matter where you are, this is a criminal offense. Sometimes it is a felony, sometimes it's a misdemeanors. It depends on your state. So you need to look at the code in your state. So what Claudia and the team has been working on is in Texas, but they are also very familiar with a lot. And I mean, Claudia, you've been collected the codes and the procedures for a lot of states, right?
yes, I have. There's about 32 state groups that I've created. And what I try to do is keep parents in the proper state because their statutes are so specific that we don't want the information muddied. So I'm creating basically a chapter in every state for interference. And it may go by a different name: deprivation of child custody interference, withholding the visitation. It all varies. You can find your state by looking up your state name and just Google interference but there's 32 pages already created. So the idea is just to get the word out and help parents, have that time with their child.
Right, and then sometimes it's actually under child abduction, even, right? So Candace said exactly, I hear it's his decision. My son is 16. I'm not able to have time with him. He chooses to hate me now. He is brainwashed to believe dad's lies. My ex is a cop. People believe dad over me. His favor in the community. I'm just a nobody. Candace, this is a very common problem, right? We see this a lot, unfortunately, and especially when you're dealing with an ex who is very malicious and narcissistic. I don't want to throw that label around, but it's very common situation that parents have to deal with. It may not be your case, but there's a lot of that, right? And so what happens is that parents feel disempowered, they feel helpless in this situation, and this is exactly why we want you to join this event on Sunday so that you can understand where your rights are and what you need to do to prevent this from happening, and if it already happened, what you can do from there, right? So Claudia, so on Sunday we're gonna expect advocates talking about these topics, but not only that, we also gonna have at least one of the legislator in Texas joining and talking about the legislative efforts to help parents enforcing your rights as well, right?
Yes, yes, that'll be a good opportunity. It's House Representative Richard Raymond out of Laredo, who recently filed a bill, 4240 in Texas. And so we have a lot of support from him and certain legislators. So I would really want everybody to consider joining. It's a really important call, and to also show you what you can do in your own state to get this movement going. I don't want to give away everything because it's going to be a really important event on Sunday, but I look forward to everyone. And if you want to put your state in the comments, I can try to link the proper page for that so that you can go and join it. There are some preliminary questions, and two of those are, what is your zip code and what is your county? Because again, we want to keep everybody in the proper state.
Yeah, so I'm sharing on the screen here. You guys can see the information for Sunday. There's a Zoom information there so that you can join the call. Claudia, I think people have to register in advance or no?
Yes, that would be helpful. I can put the link in there as well. We have a registration event link that I can put in there also underneath this.
Okay, so Claudia's gonna put in the comment later, you guys. You can see in the comment later to check back in a little bit. She's gonna put a link where you can register to make sure that you have a spot because we actually it's getting pretty full, right? So we're gonna try to make sure that everyone get a chance to join. The other thing I think we were gonna talk about is Toys for Tots.
Yes, Toys for Tots. It's a great opportunity to donate to a good cause around the holidays. We recently had an event, and it's actually an event that is supported by the United States Marine Corps. So they put various, boxes around your city or town, and they collect toys for needy kids. It's just a good way to give back and show your support for the cause. There's a lot of kids that don't receive Christmas gifts, and especially teenagers, because they're really so hard to shop for. So if you could kindly, donate to Toys for Tots. I'm actually accepting donations myself. I have a few friends that are actually mailing them to me, and I've received them, and then I will be taking them over to our local warehouse to assist. They do have a shortage here, but I would really recommend in your area to just Google Toys for Tots. You can look up your location, and they have a drop off just to help support kids in needs. And it's just a kind gesture. So, I mean, a lot of times we don't see our children, but we want to give, and it's just something really, good to do. So it's just an idea for this holiday.
Okay, great. And then I think you're gonna probably put another comment in the chat as well for people to know more information about how to send to you if they wanted to order it on Amazon or somewhere to get it delivered to you,
Right.
and then you can bring all of those toys in so that we collect even a bigger, because it has been a very successful event, and hopefully we even gonna have even more, right?
Yes.
So I know Robert said that he's calling from Florida. Is there any information to address counselors who support teaching children to judge and alienate a parent will be helpful? Robert, so this is a problem that a lot of parents face, is dealing with therapists, counselor, professionals who are supposed to help you and help your children and help you healing that relationship between you and your children, and yet they end up participating, whether it's intentional or unintentional, they end up participating in the role of an alienator, an enabler, or an alienator themselves. This is a very challenging situation. So I've seen this a lot, and I've seen a lot of parents will do the wrong thing by thinking that they can influence, they themselves can fix this counselor by having a conversation with this, therapist or something. And then what will happen is it actually make things a lot worse, because this therapist, this counselor, this person, have already have a position that they are in. They already been biased, and anything that you say is not going to be seen in the light that of the right intention. So anything that you say is only going to be used for the worst. Really, it is not going to help you at all in that situation. And a lot of the time, they will then use that information against you later. And then it makes things a lot worse. And I think Claudia have seen this in other situations as well. We don't have to go into the specifics. So one of the things I would say is, if you wanted to deal with, and there's a lot more to talk about this, but definitely be extremely careful dealing with this person, because even when they are not intentionally, just because they are unaware of what parental alienation is, or maybe because they're completely biased, or maybe they just bought it, because alienators can be so charming. They can be so charming at times, and they and with all this mudsliding and brainwashing, and especially people trust children, right? I mean, they think, well, children are innocent, they have no reason to lie. So all of that play into this thing that they will misunderstand. So don't just think that you can just jump in and handle this counselor and fix the situation that way. There's a whole process of how you should fix this, and sometimes it might involve getting the proper legal procedure to fix this. So that's all I'm going to say for now, because that's a whole huge topic that we can talk about another day. But anyway, so Julie said he's yeah, everyone believes in his lies. Yeah, that's the problem with the alienators, right? And they're professional at this. Like they get so comfortable with the lies, and they build lies upon lies upon lies, and they get and they talk about it all day long, so they get comfortable with it to the point that other people believe that it's true, and they themselves sometimes believe that it's true, all these lies, and that's why it's very difficult dealing with this situation. So anyway, thank you so much, everyone. We just, like I said, we just come on quickly to make sure that you have a chance to join. So hopefully you can join us on Sunday. I'm looking forward to see all of you. And yeah, like Claudia said, it doesn't matter what states you are from, you're still going to benefit from this. And she also have chapters, like Facebook groups that you can join for your specific states. So she's gonna comment in the chat room. So if you guys let us know in the chat room which state you are from, she will post a link and respond to you specifically for your state that you can join. But still on Sunday, make sure you join, and there's gonna be a lot of information that's useful there. The other things that is also gonna be helpful, I think, Claudia, we're gonna be talking about is also how parents can find out who is their representative, right, for their specific wherever they are, because sometimes you need help from, these are the people that representing you, these are the politicians that representing your rights, and they will not, sometimes people think that this is out of their reach, but how can these people help you if you don't let them know when you have a problem? So that's one of the things that we're going to be talking about, is how do you find out who is your rep so that you can reach out to them. And like I said, we're going to have a rep on the call who can also explain to you how what is like for them when you reach out to them, and how can it be useful, and how can it be helpful for you to reach these people. Stacy is from Vegas, Claudia's from Florida. Yeah, so thank you very much, you guys. If you could help sharing this video, like this video, and I'm looking forward to see you guys soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.